Hi. So I decided to make a screencast so I could talk about the different characteristics and the principles of empowerment that I viewed in the short video clips. The first video I decided to do was the stuck on an escalator. So in this video, the man displayed characteristics of being authentic. In that, I mean he's authentic in the fact that he wasn't phony. He's with a stranger, he doesn't know her, and he could have sugarcoated what happened, or tried to make her feel a little bit better because you can tell she's obviously not happy. But he's authentic in the fact that he just says, that's not good. He tells her, we're stuck or whatever, and he doesn't try to make her feel better. He tells her the bad news, which is the situation that they're in, that they're stuck. He does tell her, someone will come get us, but, he's just truthful in the fact that that's the situation that they're in. He's also authentic at the end when that guy does come to try and help them and it doesn't work. He says, there's nothing else we can do. He's just authentic with it and just telling her that's the situation that you're in. So again, sometimes people don't like to hear the bad news, but in some situations you just have to be very clear with what's going on and just be truthful, and I think that he was, which I think leads into his other characteristic, which I think is he was vulnerable. He shared his thoughts and his feelings with a complete stranger, which can be hard to do. And he didn't have to share that with her, and you can tell that he's vulnerable when he shouts out for help, like he says, can somebody please can help us. You can hear it in his voice that he's vulnerable. He might be feeling a little bit frazzled too, that he's stuck and he wants a little bit of help. He also states, like, I don't believe this. He says that out loud so she can hear him, and that's also showing he's vulnerable because that shows how he's feeling, so he wasn't afraid to voice his concerns. For his principles of empowerment, I would say that he trusts people. When that guy comes at the end, that guy is there to hopefully fix things, and so he puts his trust in him that that guy can do his job and he's there to help them get them out of this jam. And so he believes that that guy can step up and help them. So that's releasing some of your power that you have, to pray that somebody else is going to be able to get you out of that. So that's just one of those empowerment things that he's holding out hope that that guy can help him out. With the second video I did was Lean on Me. So in this one, the man has a lot of authority and you can tell that he has a lot of power from the very beginning, right, when he walks in. And so with him, the characteristic that I saw right away was I think that he's vulnerable. He was very honest and very clear with his concerns about how the school was running. He states right from the beginning the bad news and what needed to happen. He doesn't sugarcoat his feelings, he just jumps right in, which I think is vulnerable in a sense that he has a whole new staff. He doesn't know these people. And yet he goes in and just tells them exactly how he feels, which can be pretty scaring when you are the first person or new person in a building, all new people. You don't know how they're going to react, but you're opening yourself up to your feelings and letting them know what you're thinking by just sharing all that right away. So I think that that definitely shows that he's vulnerable. And he states, like, you think you can make this school? If you could, then I wouldn't be here. So again, he's voicing his concerns. And even though he thinks that, I think it's very courageous of him to speak up, and share his thoughts with people when you don't know him. Because I don't know that I would have the courage to do that in front of a bunch of people that I don't know. That would be very scary for me. So I would think he's very vulnerable. I think that in that sense too, he's also very present. That's the other characteristic I would say, is that he stays very much on topic. He does not sway with why he's there. He concentrates on the task. He tells them these are the problems that we're having. He tells them if you can't control it, how can you teach? So he just goes into the reasons why the school is failing. He tells the custodian and the football coach that they're going to be doing new jobs. He switches jobs, and tells them exactly why. He sticks straight to the point, and I think that's a characteristic right there, is that he doesn't ever get off topic. He tells the whole staff, these are the reasons I'm here. This is what we got to do, which then goes into his principle of empowerment, which would be that he is very clear on the goals and the directions that they're going. He shared exactly what needed to be done with those staff members, so everyone was clear on why he was there and what he planned on doing. He states that he has 1 year to make it happen, so they're clear on how long of a goal they have, how long do they have to make a change in this school, and so he lets them know that. He asks if anybody has questions at the end, to clarify any of these goals and directions, so he is just very on topic and just letting them know this is exactly what I expect since I'm here to make a change. The last video that I did was A Bug's Life, which is such a fun little video, and it ends on kind of a fun little note because the first two are kind of serious videos or just not as much welcoming, I guess, or just not as happy videos as A Bug's Life. So in this one, I thought that the bug leader was very accepting. I think that he was very encouraging for them to move, and I thought that he was honoring them, and making them all feel good about things, even though there wasn't technically like a mistake, that they didn't make a mistake. That leaf falling down just created a problem for them. So he encouraged them to just keep moving and figure out how to get around it. He's accepting of the fact that they've got a situation and what can we do to fix it. So I loved his attitude and how he just kept pushing them forward to, go around, and he just celebrated that they could do it. And yeah, so I think that was why he was very accepting, which I also think that shows that he was very present. He told him, like, don't panic. His body language is showing that he's very present. He uses his hands, he's going like this to kind of tell them he's facing them so he doesn't turn his back to him, so they know he's paying attention. And he's not only talking to that first one, at the very front of the line, he's talking to the whole line of ants, letting them know they can do it, which I think is so great that he encourages them. He says, watch my eyes, and then he's also talking about, like, great job, he's just encouraging them to do it. And he just, again, stays on topic. He helps them fix the problem, encourages them the entire way. He's like, you got this. We're doing it. And tells them all those good things, which that's what people want in a servant leader, someone that's going to be present and like help you fix a problem, which he did. So, with his principle of empowerment, I would think that he demonstrated that he valued all of them, that he wanted them to know that he cared about all of them and that he was there to help, and that he wasn't wanting them to feel bad because there was a problem. He wanted to fix it. What can he do to make them be able to continue getting around that leaf and make them all feel better about the situation? So, again, his body language was definitely letting them know that they could do it. He was smiling at them, he was clapping, and that makes people feel good. If you got someone there that's like, yeah, you can do it, makes you feel a little bit better than someone that's like, get around that leaf. There's a little bit difference of how someone is going to be happy to do something with how you talk to them. And I think he was very good at demonstrating their value and letting them know that they were worth something and that he cared about how well they're doing, because he was there for that. He says, good job, everybody, at the end. Again, demonstrating that value, that he cares about how well they're doing and that he's supporting them to get around there. He's standing with them the whole time as they're going around and walking with them, like, come on, you can do this. It's almost like a mama and her baby the first time it's walking. You're like, come here, come here, come here. It's like that's what he was doing, like encouraging them to take all these baby steps to get around that leaf, just being that good leader. So, yeah, those are the 3 videos that I watched, and I thought that they all had great characteristics and different principles of empowerment. Okay, thanks.